Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and today we are on the test server to check out Belz the Reckoner. He's one of the new Christmas champions. He's just sort of hanging around chilling. I do wonder, we often have guaranteed champions over Christmas. Could he be a guaranteed champion? It's possible. It's certainly not it's not guaranteed to be guaranteed, but it's possible. So let's take a look. Let's take him for a spin and see what he can do, right? Would he be someone you'd go for if he was put through as a guaranteed sometime over Christmas? So, what's he all about? He's got accuracy in all battles aura. Now, his passive is really interesting. The March of Reckoning increases max HP by 5 up to 50% and crit damage by 5 up to 50% for each debuff placed by this champion. That is really cool. And he is a debuffer champion, and he does scale off of HP for damage. So, not only is this making him quite tanky, quite survivable, but as the fight goes on, his damage is also going to go up by a pretty decent chunk. It's not going to be as strong as a Ninja or a Toshiro or Harima, but it's actually, it's not a tiny step down either. It's pretty good. His A3 then, Terra Breach, 3-turn cooldown when booked, AoE attack that books to a 100% chance of placing block buffs and leech on all enemies for 2 turns, and gives him 5% turn meter for each debuff placed by the skill. So if you place the 2 debuffs on one enemy, it's 10% turn meter. So in Hydra, we could, in theory, get 40% turn meter, which is pretty massive. He is, unfortunately, attacking with this, so he can weak hit, so it'd be bad against magic affinity, but this is still a great move. Block buffs, so good for Hydra, and leech helping you stay alive, and yeah, more turn meter, great. His A2, Gift of Pain, a 3-turn cooldown when booked, attacks one enemy before attacking, steals all buffs from the target, and repeats the attack against all enemies if the initial target is under leech. Find out how hard this actually hits. Obviously, the combo is we put block buffs and leech, then we follow up with his A2, and we do it another AoE, 2 AoE attacks. Beautiful. His A1, 50 goes to 75 with books, chance of putting decreased defense for 2 turns, and ignores 5% of the target's defense for each debuff on them. So when we look at Hydra or Chimera or any of these fights where enemies will have lots of debuffs, I mean, it's not unreasonable to have 5 debuffs. That's 25% defense ignore. It's not impossible either to have 10 debuffs. That could be 50% defense ignore, which is absolutely crazy. How are we going to build him? For the Blessing, Nature's Wrath, obviously enough. The more debuffs you place, the more damage you do. It's literally synergized with his passive, his whole kit. So that's almost 100% what you want to run on him. For the build, I have put him in Savage. I basically put him in Sir Nicholas's gear. If you saw my Lady Noel showcase, I put him in like my top HP nuker gear, and we're gonna see how he compares. So we're gonna see Sir Nicholas in a different build. You guys were asking for it, protection. We're gonna see it, but check out Sir Nicholas's damage in the Lady Noel showcase and compare it to Belz the Reckoner when we do Arena, and you should get a pretty good idea. Or if you watch any of my live Arena stuff, this is the gear I usually have on Frolny, actually, who's my top HP nuker. I have, for the sake of this, haven't been able to get him in 4 Stone Skin. We'll have to switch that up for Arena, but I've given him my best accuracy banner for the Orcs. We're going to be putting him up against Thor in some of my best gear, so I think it's only fair. I gave him the Rod of Blasphemy. I didn't give him a good relic, just because I figure, you guys probably have some of these rare relics now, but you probably don't have any good ones, so we've just got it +3, bit more HP, a little less damage if he's got debuffs, not a big deal. For masteries, we've gone like this. I do wonder, if you've got bad gear, I do think that War Master could be totally fine. I think Helm Smasher probably makes the most sense because of his A1, and because of his scaling. I think that you will be able to build him, I think, to hit pretty hard. So, yeah, I mean, let's find out. Let's do a couple of arena fights first. Let's just hit refresh and go. Let's do a couple of arena fights. Oh, we might be just outsped and killed. Let's find out. I threw together a team. Let's see if it will actually work or not. This is probably a disaster, but let's give it a shot anyway. Right? Their Rotus is going to ignore Unkillable. We can lock them out, but he's got Crixia. It's a disaster all around. But we like disasters. He might even just be faster and lock us out. Okay, we're faster. That's good. So we can lock him out. And he didn't set up his AI, so Crixia did nothing. That's great. I mean, how hard will Sir Nick hit in 9-piece protection? Actually, not bad. Gave us a bit of a shield. Okay, but how hard will Krampus hit? Let's give us all the unkillable buff because we can. Here he comes. Krampus, Terra Breach. Here he goes. Let's go. Not bad. Not crazy damage, but not bad. But he's just ramping up. Unfortunately, his max HP just got destroyed by the Rotus. That's a little tragic. But that's life. That's a high resist Sir Nick, or else a very lucky Sir Nick. I don't know. We'll freeze them, and let's see his move here. So, deals all buffs. Repeats the attack if the initial target is under leech. Let's see it. 56k. Whoa, okay. It's not bad. Not crazy damage, but not bad. Not bad. Arena is definitely not going to be his strongest area. That's for sure. Let's go up against this sort of team. And yeah, let's put it on full auto. Sure. Arena is not going to be his strongest area because he's ramping up. Same as like Ninja. Harima is kind of an exception. Harima is good in Arena. But let's see. What do they do by default? Okay, so by default, her AI is still not fixed on the test server. That's still a bit sad. She's not going to put the unkillable on everybody. She's going to heal herself just because their Nick isn't going to give us unkillable by default either. We're getting smacked around. We're really getting smacked around, but we've revived. We've frozen them all. There's the goodwill. He just got frozen. We do have the 6-piece protection, but none of the unkillable buffs got protected. It's a little tragic. He's gone in. He stole all the buffs, which is kind of cool, but he didn't do his extra hit because she wasn't under leech, which is a bit of a bummer. That's going to be a downside for sure. There he goes, the A1. Not hitting super hard, but it did put out the decreased defense, which is kind of nice. Yeah, he's not doing anything too crazy right here in Arena, to be completely honest. He is just sort of there, I would say. But let's see, he should steal all buffs off of this guy when he gets a turn. Great. Yeah, stole his buffs, killed him. Not bad. Sir Nick getting himself frozen. He's still, his A1, hitting fairly hard. Okay, I mean, in this fight, compared to Sir Nick, he's done a lot more damage. Not really a surprise. Sir Nick is not exactly a high bar. Let's do one more fight with him, and then let's move over to the next area. We'll do this one on manual, just so we can see exactly what's happening. Okay, so we lock them out. That should make things fairly easy, though Ancora can always stop that. So we're going to play it safe, and we are going to put on the unkillable. There is some protected unkillable. Sir Nick is going to go in and nuke. So Sir Nick in protection and good gear, about 30k across the board. This is why it's dangerous, because he just reduced the cooldown. He's going to try block revive on her. Even got another reduced cooldown. It's scary. And let's go. Krampus coming in. Yeah, he's hitting a lot harder. That's not too surprising, though, all things considered. And I think for safety, we put the unkillable back on, and we should be pretty good at that point. Great. Let's just target over here. Boom, boom. Again, so he double hit that champ. He hit him for 50k, then he hit him again for 60. That's pretty strong. So he's not going to be a massive threat with that initial AoE. Here we go. Lady Noelle's passive should help us against the sheep buff. Let's see. Here we are. Boom. She pops out with tons of turn meter. Really, really nice. And it all got stolen. It all got stolen. Are we going to get Armansed? Is it going to happen? No, Sir Nick is going to get him. She resisted the decreased defense. He's been revived with his cooldowns reset. We're in danger. Oh, here we go. He's doing it again. He's going again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're in terrible danger right here, right now. Are we going to get just soloed by an Armans? I actually think we might. He's getting cooldown reduction. Spam like crazy. Lady Noelle has resisted, but this Armans might be so fast. Okay, we're taking it off. We got to cut in. We got to take it. Stop being so fast. Oh, we need more speed. This is a disaster. Nobody can get a turn. No one can get a turn. She's even locked out. How is she even locked out? I guess because she hasn't got a turn in 10 years. Oh, God. He's back alive as well. Oh, God, the humanity. Well, look, Krampus actually tanked it. Do you see that? My God. Krampus actually tanked it. Well, that's cool. Armans is a pretty strong champion, you might say. He's pretty good. So we lost, but that's fine. Yeah, he's not particularly special for Arena. And, you know, his double hitter is definitely not his area. Big problem there. This extra hit, getting leech on them is kind of rough. And Block buffs and leech not that strong in arena. Block debuffs, cleansers, they're all going to mess him up. So, like, he's okay, but it's not really his area of specialty. Let's go into his actual area of specialty. We go into Nightmare Hydra. Chimera Clash hasn't started. I don't know if it ever does start on the test server. I threw together this team to give us a bit of an idea. So we got Wixwell in the lead to provoke and blah, blah, blah. We've got Thor, who's a fusion this year. A lot of you have. He's 5-star as well, which is why we've got 5-star on Belz the Reckoner. Both of them, Nature's Wrath, who will do more damage. We've got Lady Mikage for ally attacks and buff extension. We have Lydia for decreased defense and weaken and increased speed. Thor for decreased speed. And we've got Rector Drath for reviving, for perfect veil, healing, all that good stuff. So it's a very complete team. Actually, a relatively accessible team for any mid-game players. Like, if you've been playing for a year, you should probably have all these champions. One thing we're going to have to do, is just we're got to make sure that we land that initial move then on him. Unfortunately, Lydia got feared. Here he goes. There goes the Krampus, landing block buffs on everyone, which is cool. If you did want to manual a bit, you could as well use... we don't actually have a Hex set in this team, which is a bit of a downside. Here he goes. Gift of Pain. Ooh, okay. Not too bad. He had about 300,000 on the first hit and then about 100,000 on the others. So, like, that second hit, his AoE hit on his A2 is not crazy strong, but it should do the job. Compared to... wow, Thor is hitting a lot harder. Let's see. We're going to be ramping up, of course, with Belz. He's only getting started. He needs to play some debuffs. There's his A1. Not too bad, 350,000. Let's see how he goes. Place your bets now. I'll do maybe, I don't know. We'll do maybe 100 boss turns or something like that. And let me know who is going to do more damage overall. Thor versus Belz the Reckoner. Who do you believe in? Thor getting some weak hits. Aha, throwing the fight. There we go in. There's the AoE from Belz. Actually got lucky, did get the leech going through to the decapitated head, which good, means more area attacks. Let's see him. Decapitated head, 500,000. Smacked everybody else. No decreased defense or weaken there either. So it's looking pretty decent. All right. I will let this one run out for a good chunk of more turns, and we'll see who wins. All right, guys. So we're coming up to close to 100 turns here. Let's see how he's doing in terms of damage. I mean, let's put it back on auto. But let's see how he's doing in terms of damage. How is Belz? Let's find out. Looks like we're about to decapitate a head here. And here we get to see exactly one of the problems. I mean, it's a small problem, but it's a bit of a weakness. If a head dies right after he's used his A3, if nobody else has leech out there, he goes at 800k on his A1. It's solid. It's solid. But if you kill a head, obviously the AI will now prioritize hitting decapitated heads. But if that head doesn't have leech, his A2 ain't gonna do the extra hit. So that is definitely a bit of a downside. There he's going in. I think Thor was hitting a bit harder. Let's see now. Which one are they gonna hit? So Thor's AoE about 200. His other one about 200. There's the AoE from Belz instead, about 100 and something. My feeling when we come up to the end of this is that Thor will have done more damage. But I mean, Mr. Belz, I think he's going to have done some solid damage as well. And he's bringing us a lot of great utility. So yeah, that gives you a bit of a sense for how hard they're hitting, how the team is working, and all of that. I actually realized we need to kill this head. Well, we killed it. That's good. But yeah, okay. I'll end it at 100 boss turns, and we'll see another huge chunk of damage. I'm pretty sure Thor's going to be a good bit ahead, but good utility. Let's find out, though. 99 turns. We're coming up. Ooh, one last gift of pain from Belz. Oh, 100 boss turns. We're done. We're done. And drum roll, please. Okay, yeah, it's a big difference in damage. I think they're in pretty comparable levels of gear. We did almost, that was about 100 boss turns on Nightmare Hydra, top difficulty. We did almost 2 million damage per boss turn, 195. It's actually quite solid. You can see Thor, though, has 106 million damage. Belz has 53. So Thor literally has pretty much exactly double the damage capabilities of Belz. I would think that's a lot better. But Thor is really top tier. So Belz is definitely not top tier for damage, but he's a decent damage dealer. He's okay. But he is bringing in lots and lots of utility, which is pretty important. So there you go. If we look at, for example, Thor's build, Thor was in 6-piece Merciless, and Thor was coming in with 8,000 attack, 323 crit damage, and Belz was coming in Savage, and he was coming in with 108,000 HP and 295 crit damage. So, I mean, maybe his gear's a bit weaker, actually, but it's not too far off. Yeah, Thor definitely pulls ahead. The Merciless is definitely an advantage as well, right? Decreasing those cooldowns is pretty good compared to Savage for Bells. I don't think he's probably worth, unless you've got lots of it, probably not worth investing your best Merciless gear on. But yeah, I think the appeal for him is definitely the block buffs and the leech. The backup decreased defense, actually super handy as well. And yeah, he's just really tanky. So compared to Thor, he is bringing you a couple of debuffs, which can be a little bit more difficult to get. And yeah, he's really survivable. So yeah, he's not going to blow anyone out of the water, but he's just a really good, solid champion for Hydra. Like, for me, I don't think I would use him on my teams, but I would say, like, if I think a lot of people are probably still using Sun Wukong. I think he's a pretty big upgrade over Sun Wukong. Now, Sun Wukong is affinity friendly because before attacking, he steals buffs and he puts block buffs. So Wukong doesn't have any affinity issues like Belz does. But Belz, he's bringing you an aura, which you otherwise might not have. He's bringing you the leech. He brings you the backup decreased defense. I think he will do more damage than Sun Wukong. And he's more likely to stay alive, though that's probably not too important because Wukong just revives himself. Let's give him a spin in Chimera. Let's see what we can do in Chimera. Oh, look, someone's actually run him in Chimera. There we go. Oh, interesting. All right, let's see if we can achieve something similar. So he has put him in Merciless. Maybe that is the way to go. But yeah, let's try him out. So we will go into just Nightmare because I think that's more relatable to people. So what he brings here that I think is pretty good is he does bring... He brings a leech. So for the Lion form, for Trial 3, damage Chimera while it's under leech. That can be kind of tricky. He brings that, which is pretty nice. And he should also be very survivable. I'm curious, will he survive against the Ram? There's the question. Can he survive against the Ram form? Ooh. So I actually think Ramantu is a pretty good one to put in with him, who is somewhat accessible. I might re-gear. I do think the Ramantu is a pretty nice one to put in. Who did the other guy use? Did he use like a Python? Yeah, I used Python. That's a nice free-to-play team, actually. Yeah, let me throw that team in as well. Let me build up that team. Let's see if we can make it work. Okay, so we've thrown the basics of the gear on. Let's find out if this will actually work or not. I mean, one great thing about Belz is he has the right affinity, for sure, for rotation 1 of the Chimera. Not going to be true for every single rotation, but for this one, he's good. And I will say, guys, right at the start, I'm not sure if I've fully set this team up correctly or anything, but we'll just see the basics of it. How does it work? Let's find out. Well, I mean, I guess we go in with this right at the start, the ally attack. We try to get some stuff in, get a little bit of extra damage out thanks to the decreased defense from his A1, which is kind of cool. Like, maybe my Ramantu is a bit too squishy. We'll find out. There's block buffs. Unfortunately, decreased speed got resisted, which is kind of bad. But hey, we'll see what we can do. We'll put out the leech. There we go. Now we've got a leech as well. We can do some blessed bashing. And yeah, just sort of get going. And we're going to be getting nice buffs from Podrick. Let's actually just put it on auto. It should be fine. Ramantu, actually, maybe we should have... There's the A2 from him. Not too bad. Maybe we should have Ramantu actually spamming just his A2 just to try land that stuff in. I guess we'll see. But yeah, let's just get a vibe for how Belz is going to do. His damage is going to be ramping up. How survivable will he be against all these different forms? Ooh, I think actually Podrick threw him off there a little bit. Yeah, I think Podrick threw him a cheeky little Podrick. One slight problem we're going to run into, I didn't bother putting people in protection, so this move's going to really hurt. Like, really hurt. But now we live. We're good. We're good. We do only have actually Newt for decrease attack, which is certainly a bit of a problem. So yeah, we'll find out if we've got enough to survive here or not. Let's find out. I'm expecting, yeah, Newt's certainly going to be pulling ahead in damage. So for the Ram form, we don't have Fear. So we're not doing any of that. Not happening. Increase accuracy, we do have, thanks to Podrick. So yeah, we could. But who will be landing the debuffs? Actually, only Podrick or Python could be landing the debuffs. So I don't think that's going to be happening either. Oh, sorry, we should save our moves right here. So Ram Form is going to be tricky. Damage him while it's under decreased defense. We're under perfect fail. We don't have perfect fail, so that's also going to be tricky. But let's see. Let's see. Can Python live this? Oh dear. Oh, well, that's a problem right there. Python not able to live. I was hoping that he would, but he didn't. Okay, we got to rebuild that. All right, we fixed it up, hopefully. Let's give it a spin. Let's give it a spin. Let's see how we do. So we've got Ramantu in the lead this time as well, so we actually have the accuracy aura working. That's probably going to be fairly helpful, one would think. We've got protection set 9-piece now on Python. That should also help. We maybe would want the protection set on St. Patrick as well, but we'll survive as is. And I mean, let's see how it goes. Here you go. Decent. Actually, look at that. The second hit right there did more damage than the first hit. That's kind of interesting. Hopefully our Ramantu's not too squishy. Again, we're going to take it for a spin. We should have Podrick with the right setup this time, where he should now be the tank for the lion form. The ram form. So he'll just die on the first round, and Python should pick him up. One hopes. We will try to manual it. But yeah, there we go. This should give us a bit of a gist. I'll come back when we're at the ram form. Okay, so we're coming up to the ram form here. Let's see how we do. I mean, 7 million. It's not bad. Not bad for a non-optimized team here. Let's see how we go when we move it. I'm going to save his move for when we switch forms, because we can. Podrick, you should be about to die unless I've really miscalculated something. Oh, God. Wait, how did I do that? Oh, it's because I freaking made Podrick. Let's create. Oh my God. Huzzah! We did it. We're back. Am I eating my lunch? Maybe. Maybe I am. We'll just have to A1 Ramantu. We don't want to waste his debuffs. Okay, let's tragically waste the block buffs. There we go. It's gone. I actually think at this point we do want to just protect from this boss debuffing us, which would be bad. And let's actually get the decrease attack on. Beautiful. Just minimize the incoming damage. Oh, I didn't realize he would actually debuff us like so, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Get decreased speed on. And we don't want Newt to kill himself. Oh, he might still kill him. Maybe we actually did want to prioritize the leech. Who knew? We'll get strengthen on. That will help some. Actually, yeah, this is going to hurt like hell. He's getting an extra turn. Oh, he's killed Ramantu. Well, so this ram form is pretty scary. Let's cleanse those off anyway. That will definitely help. You can get some healing out for what it's worth. Gosh, the ram form is rough, right? The ram form is rough. I'm actually missing that leech. Really rough. And the decreased defense from his A1 is actually putting us in a little bit of danger. I'm not going to lie here. Nothing too much that we can do. He's killed himself as well, but the good news is, that he stuns you at this. Stuns on all enemies, then removes block. Well, protection set. Don't do me dirty. Well, all right, we protected one of them. I guess that's enough. We can cleanse that off. And there's actually not really a point in reviving right now. We'll just let him switch over, right? And again, there's not much point. So, all right. So his leech maybe is helpful against this form. But it didn't really end up being so for me. But we get through the ram form. I mean, he didn't die. I mean, he didn't come close to dying. He really tanked it. You can see the other damage dealers. They did not make it. It was not pretty for them. Everybody else was dying. But frickin' Belz was tanking it like a champ. Okay, well, let's come back when we get to the next form. And let me continue eating my lunch. What am I having? Nope. I'm having some avocado toast with tomato. Yummy. Okay, we're coming up to the next... Oh, actually, we got one more ally attack here. Yeah, let's go. Coming up to the next form. Into the lion form. Which should be hopefully fairly easy. We say. All right, Newt's getting smacked. This should be a really nice combo. Leech against this should be great. Especially with Newt having counterattack. Because when Newt gets attacked, it should counter. And yeah, it should all be really, really good. Let's see. There's our debuffs. Fantastic. One slight problem. If we cleanse this I guess he'll just get it put. He's going to smack him, right? Ooh, he actually almost kills Ramantu as well, which is kind of bad. This probably will kill Ramantu. No, I guess he only counterattacks one. Oh, because he didn't put the jewel back on. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, the leech here should help us, hopefully, stay alive. Ramantu, please take a turn. Bonk, there you go. Basically healed himself to full. Pretty nifty. But yeah, especially when Newt has counterattack on, it should keep the Newt very, very safe. Backup decreased defense didn't work there, but if it does work in future, it'll be great. I think for safety, let's pop this first. Get the decreased attack on. Should be nice and good. Again, yeah, I really do like his decreased defense A1. It's quite nice utility, and the leech here should be brilliant as well. So let's see. Yeah, we got to damage him when he's got leech on. Great. Do hurt him while we're under unique buffs. That's actually a little tricky. That's tricky. We don't have that many buffs. We need Podrick to do some more. Let's cleanse off that true fear. Give us increased speed. So we need 5 buffs. If Newt had Blood Shield, that would work. Sadly, he doesn't. We've got no leech here, actually, so no second attack. We'll just do his basic. Don't fail me, Newt. Oh, the True Fear. You hate to see it. The True Fear messed us up. There's another buff on the Newt. So the Newt counterattacks will help some here. We need to get that leech back up. There we go. There's the leech. Newt, reapply your buff. And of course, you freaking outran all the buffs. It's tricky enough to get 5 unique buffs with this team. But there's the Newt counterattack with the leech working really, really well. So that's cool. Here again, he should smack him. And I think Newt should counterattack straight away and heal himself back up, which is cool. Now Ramantu's getting beaten up, but hey, that's life. Yeah, I think a Blood Shield accessory on Newt would have done the ticket here. Solid. Oh, nice damage. Really nice damage from him there. Great. With leech. Push this through. Must be decreased resistance. Well, we don't have that. That's not happening. Not happening. No way. Damage him while he's under 1 or more debuffs and you're under increased defense. Well, Newt does have increased defense. What? Damage to the Chimera under 1 or more debuffs. Not count damage from... it doesn't count damage from counterattacks. Apparently it doesn't count it from ally attacks either. I'm very confused. Newt does have increased defense. Newt just did an ally attack. And we've got no progress. That feels like it's a bug, which is unfortunate. And, maybe Blood Shield would help us do that trial as well. That's certainly it's a possibility. It's something to look into. Let's get the weekend back on. Why the hell not? And, yeah, sure. Great, we'll put on block debuffs again. Newt's really getting smacked, but he's going to counterattack, and boss is going to flip back over now, so it doesn't really matter anyway. We could cleanse this. I'll just get some cooldown reduction, see if we can squeeze like another Blessed Bash in or something. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Again, we were under increased defense. This doesn't count. Oh, I guess all of them need to be under... Do we have to have increased defense on our whole team? Maybe that's what it is. Everybody has to have increased defense. That's, you know what? That's probably what it is. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, there's not much we can do about that, I'm afraid. Newt might get killed by this Chimera form right here. No, he lived it. He lived it. We'll wait for debuffs. We'll get the decreased attack on. Great. And yeah, I'll be back for the Viper form. Okay, we're coming up to Viper time. Let's go. One slight problem. We actually do have increased speed still on Belz. That's not great. So the Viper's going to take increased speed. I don't know if he's got his buff steal ready to go. Oh, ouchies. Might have been something we'd want to do. Okay, so we can do this. Before attacking, steals all buffs. That's actually great. Yeah, that's actually really useful. You need to cleanse off all of that nonsense. Let's go with the ally attack. Now he can actually land the decrease. Yeah, he can land decreased defense with the ally attack. That's really cool. Does this move work? Block active skills and enemies without passives. I've got a feeling that's not going to work. Huh? Let's just slap a bunch of debuffs on him. Let's get leech on him as well. Nice. Okay, and because we had block debuffs on everybody, he wasn't able to throw the debuffs back. Works fairly well. And we might as well get increased speed. We just need to watch out for when he comes back to this move. I mean, that's fine. Does this work? No, that's a bummer. That's a real bummer that Romantu can't put block active skills on that boss. I feel like that would be a nice adjustment that they could make to make him a bit better. Hey, we completed one of the trials. We did, yeah, increase speed. Okay, great. Increase attack and block debuffs. That is doable as well. And then decrease accuracy, increase. Oh, that's not going to happen. Romantu does have increased attack. So Romantu, and he's doing some damage. He will work. Ooh, we got petrified on Python. That's a slight problem, actually. That is a slight problem. No real point in doing our buff steal. We'll save it. So yeah, actually, Belz is really nice for this particular part. I actually like him here a lot. Ah, the cleanse would have been perfect, but we don't have it. Well, oh no, and we missed that on Romantu too. That's a disaster. Steal all those buffs. Yes, please. I love that. That's actually fantastic. Decrease attack. Not happening. Okay, that's fine. We didn't want decrease attack anyway. I actually will do the ally attack so everyone can get some healing. Great. Put on the decreased defense again. Because I do think we're going to have a big heal from Python. Python's heal is stronger the more debuffs we have, so we can easily tank that. Well, I think we'll save the cleanse with Podrick. Apparently that's needed. There we go. Get on the block buffs and the leech. Should help us out. Actually, the boss is going to transform. We might as well save it, though. Newt's coming in for an A1. And yeah, he's going to flip over anyway, so we might as well save everything. How close did we get? I guess I didn't have the... Wait. Damage him. Oh, you have to do... I think you have to do 600,000 in a single hit. That's actually very difficult. That's very difficult. Yeah. You usually do that with, like, the ally attack or something. Or, yeah, ally attack maybe would do it. But we don't have... Like, Mikage's ally attack puts the buff on everybody. Well, look, there we go. We've seen all of the forms. What, we're at about 40 million here. Halfway through the fight. In fact, our damage would only go up 44 million. So, yeah, I mean, look at that. Actually, in terms of damage, I'm actually surprised. Belz, he's not that far behind the Newt. It's actually pretty good. So, yeah, he surprised me here. He's doing solid damage. Solid damage, just consistent damage. He's got the buff steal, which is great against the Viper form. He's got the leech to help us stay alive against multiple of the forms. He's super tanky. He's never going to die. He's actually like a cool budget option here as well. Again, I personally wouldn't use him in my teams. I've got better options. But for a lot of players, you might get this guy and find that, yeah, he's actually really good. You know, like slap him in to decent gear. And yeah, he's going to be great for you in Hydra. And one of your Hydra teams, he's probably making it in for a lot of newer players. Chimera, he might easily make it in for newer players as that super tanky champion. That's bringing you a couple of nice debuffs, a little bit of nice utility, some nice debuffs, really easy to keep alive. And he's pumping out not top damage, but respectable damage in multiple different places. Like, let me see. So he wasn't as helpful with the trials as I expected. I think we were on Nightmare there. I mean, yeah, we were pretty close to the damage. He actually did 6 trials. He did more. He did a lot of the lion trials, lots of lion trials, and that was basically it. Which ones did he manage to do then? Let's just double check that. Lion. So he did this one, counterattack and ally attack. Yeah, okay. And then damage him under leech. Yeah. So he did a few of the lion trials and it worked fairly well. So, I mean, that's a great team. I mean, I don't know how to say his name, but shout out to him. Check out his video on it as well to see the full run. Okay, he did have 9-piece protection, it looks like, on Podrick and Python. I didn't quite. And he had Mercy. I mean, I think we did it with similar but probably worse sort of gear. But yeah, I mean, you need 84 million. Ooh, it's pretty close, but that you could, with this team, get up to the Grandmaster chest on Nightmare, which is cool. If you replace the Newt, it might be a little bit difficult. But I'll just show you the team so you get an idea of what I put on them. Romantu, I wasn't sure about. I put him in Reflex. Seems pretty bad. Just spam his A2. He's in a weird build. He was super squishy. I don't know. I would definitely improve that, guys, in the future. He was like this. Temporal Chains also not doing anything for him there. Newt was in... he had Soul Reap, that, and he's in Lethal. again, might change that up as well. Python, he made it in. We did put him in 9-piece protection. That definitely helps. And he had got pretty good gear. Life Harvest obviously not helping anyone. Podrick was in 5-piece protection and 4-piece reflex. And he was coming in this. No blessings on him. And who is the final? Oh, the final person was obviously Belz, right? The man, the myth, the legend, Belz the Reckoner. Yeah, let me know. What do you think about Belz? I think he's a solid champion. Yeah, he sort of feels to me solid. Not top tier, but he's just really solid. He's just very good. If this was a guaranteed champion for that, like, this could be a solid pickup for a mid-game player. I do think that. I might grab him as well, just for like faction wars and stuff. I think he could be pretty great. So yeah, because we know there's updates for faction wars coming. So yeah, if he was a guaranteed, I'd probably grab him. And he'd definitely be for me a more faction war and curse. He'd be very good in Curse City as well. He's just solid, just a solid champion. Let me know what you think. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.